Welcome to my dining room. I am still moving into my new place back down in LA, and I don't have my studio set up. I don't even really have an art table set up. But I wanted to come to you today and just show you how simple this practice can be, that you don't need a fancy space or fancy supplies to make this an effective, nourishing practice. So today I'm going to run you through a junk drawer or office drawer art practice. So all you need is just stuff you find in your office drawer or your junk drawer and some paper. I just grabbed some printer paper out of my printer. So I'm going to switch the camera angle so you can see what I'm working on and talk you through the process. And hopefully this will be helpful for you, because when you're in a pinch and you don't have a full setup, or maybe you can't really afford to buy a bunch of art supplies right now, this is a way that you can still use this practice in a really nourishing way. And I just want to give a shout out to a friend of mine who inspired this video, because she came to me in a really hard place. I wrote about this in my newsletter, and she just, she said, I can't afford to do a session with you. But I really want to use this practice and have it help me with my stress that I'm going through right now. So this is dedicated to you, and I hope that it's helpful for all of you. And without further ado, let's get going. All right, everybody, here we are again. And I'm going to show you what I got out of my drawer. A red Sharpie, just a regular Bic pen, my favorite ones. Actually, no, it's a Pilot. They're really good. Anyway, this is just a marker that I used on my moving boxes that happened to be in the drawer. Highlighter, a Bic ballpoint pen, which I love, the crystal ones. Just a regular pencil and some whiteout tape, which is a little random, but we're gonna see how it goes. And a bunch of little bookmark Post-its. That's what I had in my drawer. So what I'm gonna do, kind of what I always do, is start with some kind of meditative drawing or writing. And if you wanna keep it super simple, this is really all you need to do. The figure 8, I've done a video on this before, is a very soothing place to start. You can just loosely hold your pencil and just go back and forth in the figure 8 form. And this, for some reason, you can already hear it in my voice, it just really feels calming. So that's one way to start. Or of course you can do some just regular meditative drawing where you're just loosely holding the pencil or the pen, letting your hand move around the page and make shapes that feel good. I'll do that again with my moving marker so you can see it better. Just loose grip, following your intuition, letting your hand just move. And the looser the grip, the less control you have. So that's kind of why I do it like that, because the less control we have, the more we get out of our minds and we get into our body. And that way we can also tap into our intuition more. So you can do darker strokes, lighter strokes. And I always recommend just paying attention to how the different movements and strokes feel to you. I'm gonna move on to the red Sharpie, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of intuitive, meditative writing. You guys have seen me do this before. It's just sort of my own loose calligraphic language that I have developed over the years in different ways, and it's just a great way to ground in and create texture too, if you're looking at it from an artistic perspective. And it just, main thing, it just feels really good and it gets the juices flowing. So now I'm gonna take these little sticky notes and I'm gonna just place them on here randomly. And this is really something I'm making up as I go along here, but we'll see what happens. And from there, I'm just gonna take this big fat marker and just kind of scribble over the top of them. That's what feels good to me right now. And it kind of will be like, I guess, like a stencil in the end. They're a little unwieldy though, you'll see. But that's all part of experimenting. It's just seeing what feels good and what doesn't. But it made me laugh, and that's a very healing and wonderful thing. So then I'm gonna peel these guys off and put them to the side. And you can see they made just some little marks where they were. I guess I put more than one there. Anyway, from there I'm going to come in with my highlighter and just go in and just color in some of my shapes. You know, we've all heard how healing and soothing coloring is. You know, there are adult coloring books now. Well, this is our version of adult coloring. So we're making our own things to color in. And the act of shading and coloring is just super grounding. And I actually could go on with this for a long time because it feels so good. And again, I'm not planning or thinking, I'm just kind of going with what feels fun, what feels good, what's pleasing to my body, to my hand. I'm going to try to use all these materials just for the sake of this demonstration. So now I'm going to come in and just do some shapes with my Bic. You can't really see it because everything's so messy on here, but you can kind of see it in that highlighted area. You could even grab another pen and do some bilateral drawing. It's gonna be a little hard because these papers are gonna move, but this is a very calming exercise. I think you've seen my video on this before. It's just another way to tap in, to ground, to soothe, and it just makes a pattern on the page as well. Now we're going to try the last frontier, which is this, oh my goodness, I don't know if it's going to work. This highlighter thing. I guess it's not going to work. Anyway, I'll show you what it did on the last piece I did when I was practicing. You can see it here. I guess I ruined it on the last one. And I have to be honest, this was not my favorite tool to use in this exercise, but you could even use liquid whiteout if you want. So go see what's in your junk drawer and come back and tell me all about it. All right, I hope that was fun for you. I'm still kind of chuckling about it because it's so imperfect and so messy, but it actually like lightened my mood. I was having a really hard morning with some of my autoimmune issues flaring up, and this actually lightened my mood, got some marks on my hands, and now I'm ready to greet my day. So I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.